it's Renee here today. I hope my sound is alright because I have recently adjusted my desk and am working without a microphone at the moment. And my son's in the background. We'll just have to live with that. Right, so on a previous video I made these little vintage style charms, and I'd made this tassel in that video. Well, I didn't make it in the video, but I showed this tassel off in the video, and my sister was, "Oh, I like your tassel, why don't you do a video?" So here we are doing the video. So I've made a couple more since, just to make sure I can remember how exactly I did it, and I did it in two different ways. I did one similar to this one where I have the pin through all of the stuff at the top here, and then I did these ones where I put the pin on just a loop of the twine, and I'll show you how I did both. So I think the prettiness of these is because they're kind of ratty, so that's the look we're going for. And a good thing to start with, I find, is this stuff. Now I think this is the cotton frizz. It's like very thin piece of, not very wide piece of frayed cotton, like a thick cotton, but it looks pretty cool in this tassel, so I'm going to use a bit of this. So I'm not measuring, everything's just eyeballing it as I go, and that's my first thing I want. Now in my original tassel I used this sort of lacy piece, and it looked good because it's kind of a wide loop on it. I think that's what I liked about it, but as you can see I don't have much of this left, so I will have to ask Kerry if she's got any more. And in the meantime we'll use this bit here, and I think I'll also use I have this tiny bit of, I think it's a kind of tight weave cheesecloth, or just a very thin cotton, so I'll probably use this piece as well, but I'm going to trim it in half. I've trimmed it in half fairly badly, but that's part of the charm, I think. Just pulling off some threads. So that's going to be the start of it. So we're going to need a charm and some twine as well. So I'm going to put the pieces together, but I don't want them to end at the same place, so a little bit of an offset. And the same with the next thing I use, so I don't want any ends really ending at the same point, but you know, sometimes you can't help that a little bit. That'll do, and then these two can just go together like that. Alright, now before I do anything else, I found that if I just separate this where the loop's going to be, it'll make it easier later. So I'm going to put this lace thing over the top of that piece I've just flattened, and I'll pop these two together, but just under. I don't actually want them part of the loop because they're not joined, so they're just going under. And then I'm just going to use a stapler to roughly hold that together under where my loop is going to be. Then I'll get my ball of twine, pull off some, and start adding that up to where I've stapled. So I'm just holding it with my finger for the minute, and I'll wrap it round a couple of times, twice, back down again, let it curl. I'm just making another length, back up, going to wrap it around a couple of times again, And then I'm going to go back down and cut it off so I have a little extra. I'm going to thread my charm, or whatever thing I'm using, one-handed through there. It's being difficult. There we go. Shuffle it up to the top. But I'm leaving it on a little bit of slack so it dangles, so like that. And then I'm wrapping it round again and again. 3, 4, 5, 6, just until you feel like you've got it the look you want. So I think that was about 6 wraps. I'm going to find the other single piece, which is here, and I'm just going to tie those in a knot tightly. Now if you're worried that your knot might come undone, you can pop a little dab of glue on there, but I haven't had a problem with them so far, so I'm not going to start now. Open that loop and there. And we need a bowl pin. And sometimes, because it's so fuzzy, it's hard to find exactly where your loop is. You can kind of force something pointy through it to make itself known. Make yourself known. I guess with the pin it really doesn't matter if it's not through the loop, I just put it through the fabric. As long as it's through something. So that's that one. How easy was that? Alright, so the one where I've got the little Hessian loop, the Hessian twine loop, or whatever you call it. Let's do another one and I can show you that. So let's go this one, roughly, just in case you want to know what I'm guessing. It's about 1/2 metre folded in half ish. Right, so let's try a different lace. I've got this fairly plain one. Now it's fairly chunky and it wouldn't really go exactly how, you know, I'm going to use it, but I have an idea. So I'll just cut that off here. Now I find that if you have a straight edge it doesn't look as nice as a wavy edge or a detailed edge, so I'm cutting this pattern apart. I'm kind of following the pattern a little bit, but if I didn't have a pattern to follow I would still just trim it in a little sort of wavy design like that. That's piece number 1, and then with this one that kind of looks like a trail of flowers, I'm going to do the same down the middle of it, so a little bit wavy all the way to the other side. Like this. So now I have these 3 kind of, that one's not as wavy. I could go back in if I really worried about it, but this one's quite wavy, this one's okay, but it's got a very straight side, but I don't really think it matters because, like I said, the rattier it looks, the kind of better it turns out. So I'm going to put that, I'm going to put, this one's nice there. I'm going to straighten this now so I can just pop this on top, like that, and I might just use the second piece like this, a bit longer. That'll do. Save that for a later date. I'm going to fold it in half. This time I'm not going to bother keeping a clean loop for the top. I'm just going to put a bit of a staple in there to hold it together. Same method with your twine. You're just going to start with a dangle of it. This time I'm wrapping it closer to the top, so I'm not, I'm trying to cover as much of this end as possible. So that, a few times round, a bit more of a string, back up to the top, Now before I go round, I can see I'm already going to have a problem because my twine's starting to come off here, but that's probably not a problem because we'll use that as the loop. So I'm going to start again going round. Down a bit, pulling on it, making sure it's not coming off more. That looks fine. A bit of extra length, put on my tassel. If that hadn't made a happy loop, I would have just folded this up and then wrapped it around itself. So, you know, however you get your loop is fine, so long as you test it and make sure it's not coming off. And if you're worried about it, dab of glue as you're winding. Like if I was worried it was going to come unwind, I would pop a bit of glue on here now and then wrap over the top of it again. But that's probably enough wrapping. Find my single length and tie a knot tightly. Okay, so I need to trim that open and get a bobby pin. There we go. Super fast, kind of ratty, and I like the look of that. Very junk journal, I suppose. Just, they're so quick, they're so easy, they look nice. And I guess you can kind of use up lacy scraps with it because you don't need very long pieces. This piece that I cut in several pieces was a little over 30 centimetres. So, nice. Alright, well I hope you have a go at making some because I find they're super quick and super satisfying. I'll pop a link to the video where I did these charms as well in case you'd like to have a go at those. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.